Canada offers protection to people who fear persecution, violation, or serious danger in their home countries. In this video, I will explain who qualifies to claim asylum in Canada, document required, and what happened after you apply. Hello everyone, welcome to KHP Canada. If you are new to this channel, consider to subscribe. What is refugee asylum? Refugee asylum is a legal protection given to people who cannot return to their home country because of war or armed conflict, political persecutions, religious persecutions, ethnic or tribal violation. It means Canada protects you because your life is in danger. Your life is in danger in your home country. You are facing violation in your home country. There is a war in your country, arrest or torture, religious or political conflict, or serious human rights abuse. So if you are facing one of these, so you can ask Canada to protect you. Canada follow international refugee laws. So who can claim asylum in Canada? This is a very important question, and it's something that I know many people ask themselves this question. Who can claim refugee asylum in Canada? So you better be qualified for you to apply for refugee claim in Canada. If you are not qualified, Canada will not accept your claim. You may qualify to claim refugee asylum in Canada if you are already in Canada as a visitor, as a student, as a worker, or an irregular entry. First of all, you must be in Canada. You cannot do a claim of asylum or refugee in Canada if you're still outside of Canada. So you must be in Canada for you to do that. And once you're in Canada, it doesn't matter if you came as a visitor, if you came as a student, or if you came in Canada illegally. That is the only way that Canada will protect you. Canada will consider you even if you came in a way that is not safe or in illegal way. You entered Canada in an illegal way. That is the only way that Canada will accept you. But if it's not like I'm encouraging you to come in Canada without documents saying that you are going to lie for refugee claim, no, I don't mean that. That is one. Number two, if you have a really fear of persecution, if you have a really fear of persecution, you can claim refugee asylum in Canada. If your government cannot protect you at all, your case, you have been tried in your country, but your government cannot really protect you, or either it's a governmental or a political issue problem that you have, so your government cannot protect you, you can claim refugee asylum in Canada. And if your story is true, consistent, and proven, that's where you can claim refugee asylum in Canada. But you may not qualify if you already have a protection in another country or another safe country. If your case is not maybe a war and you manage to leave your country, you are in a safe country, or maybe you flee your country because of war and you're already in a safe country, you cannot leave that country and seek protection again in Canada. So if you manage to left your country and you are safe in that other country, you are good to stay there and you cannot claim refugee asylum in Canada, because you cannot just claim refugee or claim asylum in Canada because of economical reason only. Canada will not accept your application. You cannot claim refugee in Canada if you give false information or fake documentations. So if your information is false, if your documents are not real, don't try to claim refugee in Canada, because once they notice that, they will deny your case and you will be in a risk to be banned entering Canada. So remember, you cannot claim refugee asylum in Canada if you are outside of Canada. You need to be in Canada first before claiming refugee asylum. And either you are in Canada as a visitor, you came to Canada as a visitor, you came to Canada as a student, or you came to Canada illegally. Because of your case, you can claim refugee asylum in Canada. Remember, you need to be in, not outside. You cannot try to claim refugee asylum in Canada if you are outside of Canada. Where to apply? So once you are in Canada, at the port of entry, either airport or border, now you are good to claim refugee asylum. If you have a true case, you tell the CBSA officer that I want to claim refugee protection in Canada. So once you tell them that you want to claim refugee protection in Canada, they will guide you on the process. Or if you are already in Canada, you can apply through IRCC. That can be done online. But make sure you are in Canada, not outside of Canada. Either you fly to Canada at the airport, you can claim asylum from there. Either you came through land. Remember, Canada has only one border. Apart from America, Canada doesn't have any other border with any other country. So either you manage to come through America, you can still claim asylum at the port of entry, so at the border. If you came through airport, you will do it at airport. And the other way you can do it, it's when you are already in Canada, maybe for 2 weeks. You can still apply for refugee asylum. You can do it direct online on the government website, which is IRCC, so refugee portal. You can still claim asylum from there. So how to apply? This is now the step-by-step on how to apply or to claim asylum in Canada. First of all, once you have arrived, as I told you, on your port of entry, the first step, you need to submit your claim. You explain your situation. Who are you? So you give your informations about yourself, like personal informations, prove the reason for fleeing your country, and supporting evidence. Why can't you return back to your home country? What made you flee your country? So you need to explain yourself, give to the officer the reason why you cannot go back to your country. After done that, you will have an eligibility interview. So an eligibility interview, the officer will check if your claim is eligible. If your claim is eligible, your case will go to the Immigration and Refugee Board, IRB. They will try to work on your case, and they will try to work on your case. After that, you are going to have an hearing interview or a refugee hearing. This is a very important step now to your case. So at the refugee hearing or the hearing interview, you are going now to explain in details what happened for you to flee your country, why you fear returning to your country, why your country cannot protect you. And remember, consistency is key. So you need to be more consistent so that they may know that your case is true. But if you are changing words, you are changing statements, they must think that you are lying to them. And remember, they are very smart, so not easy to lie to them. If your case is accepted or your claim is accepted, you become a protected person in Canada. And if your claim has been rejected, you can still appeal or face removal to Canada. They will take you back to your country. There is a very important part, or a very important thing to know when you want to make a claim, and things that they are going to ask you when you want to make a claim. You need to have a passport or an ID if available. You need to have a police report if any. If you have one, that will be very good for supporting your case. If you have you must also have a medical report, court documents, news or article about your situation, witness statements, and also photos, messages, or tweets. But if you don't have any of these documents, you can still apply. But remember, evidence strengthens your case. But don't be afraid to claim asylum once you're in Canada, because you don't have some of these documents that I've just mentioned there. And another thing that people do ask themselves is, after your claim, you are waiting for the decision, you are waiting for the hearing, will you still be able to work in Canada? The answer is yes. After doing your claim, so you will get a refugee protection claim document, which will allow you to apply for work permit. You will also access basic health care. And some provinces, not like everywhere you did your claim in Canada. Canada is divided by provinces, you know. So in some provinces, you will still have financial assistance, which I will not guarantee. But in some provinces, they will support you even financially. But you will have an open work permit. You are ready to work in which provinces you want, as long as it's Canada, while waiting for the decision. And I know many people will ask themselves, how long does it take to have the decision? For you to know if you have been accepted or denied, or for you to have the decision, it will take a few weeks to a couple of months for you to have the decision. Once the decision is out, if it's accepted, now you have time to prepare for the hearing, which can take you 6 months, 6 to 24 months, which is 6 months to 2 years. So during that time, you cannot just be there waiting without doing anything. You will have to work as you are waiting. Apply for the work permit, look for a job, start working to help yourself as you are waiting for the decision. And the final decision must vary by the case. So if your case has been complicated, it's a case that needs more research and story like that, it will take long. But if it's just a case that they can handle easily, it will not take long. Also depends on how people ahead of you, that can also make it delays or have a quick answer, a quick decision after the hearings. So there is no a certain limit or specific days, month after the hearing to get the final decision. What happens if your claim was accepted? If your claim is accepted, you can stay in Canada legally. You can work and study in Canada. And also you can apply for permanent residence in Canada, which will help you later to become a Canadian citizen. If you want, you can still apply for Canadian citizen later. Important warning, which is very important. Refugee claim is not a shortcut. to come to Canada, can ban you from Canada. So they will send you out of Canada and you will never come back to Canada. That is the risk if you try it the wrong way, or if you do it, or you do it and you know that you're not a refugee. Fake agents will destroy your lives, and every case is checked carefully. You better know that. So Refugee Asylum is for protection, not for job seeking. You must know that. If you truly need protection, Canada refugee system can save lives. If you truly need protection, Canada refugee system can save lives. But always apply honestly, understand the risk, and seek legal advice. Thank you for watching this video. If you are new to this channel, consider to subscribe, like the video, and comment refugee for more educational content. Subscribe for Canada immigration updates.